with Ty the Dog Guy on the Daily, and I want to talk about, I think was it a kid's nursery rhyme? No, it's not a rhyme. Maybe it was a rhyme. There's a story about an old lady. I think she swallowed a fly, and so, or it's an old man or something, right? And so the next thing she swallowed was a spider to get the fly. And then what did she swallow? A lizard to get the spider? No, that doesn't sound right. Maybe it was a lizard, and then she swallowed a bird to get the lizard, and then she swallowed a cat to get the bird, and then she swallowed a dog to get the cat. Anyways, it's just kind of a funny kid's story, kid's poem or something like that. And I'm sure most of you, I think it was a song. She swallowed the fly to catch the, anyways. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with it. But it's something that as dog training professionals that we see almost every day. We'll see folks that, well, obviously the concept here is, well, I've got one problem, let me chase it with this thing, but that second thing creates more of a problem. Oh shoot, now I got two problems, let me chase it with this thing. And then now you got three problems, and and so on and so forth. Because this woman didn't know how to solve the problem, so she kept sending in things to solve the problem for her. So like I say, we see this a lot as dog training professionals. We see somebody that gets a dog, and they're ill-equipped for the dog, or not ready, or whatever. And so now they got this dog that's maybe chewing up the house, right? Or peeing all over the place. And so they're like, well, let's get another dog, he needs company. And so they completely misdiagnose what the problem is. The dog's not wanting more company, the dog's wanting training and structure and supervision. But they're like, we don't know what to do, so let's just get another dog. And so now we've got folks with two dogs, and both dogs are doing things wrong. Because, yeah, maybe the first dog has a playmate and has, more stuff to do, but that didn't solve the problem of the dog not knowing that chewing isn't okay. And like I say, we see a lot of this. We say, okay, my dog, well, I'm thinking of another chewing example, but my dog chews too much, and so they get him way too many toys, and so now the dog is overstimulated and gets bored of the toys and starts chewing shoes again. Or my dog pulls on the leash, and so they get this harness apparatus, but it doesn't work very well, and so now they got to get this leash to try this, and now they got to do this to try that. And so like I say, we often see folks that misdiagnose the problem and don't know how to correctly find the solution. Now this makes sense. This isn't so much being critical, other than simply pointing out that this happens. But the reality is that folks that seek out professionals rarely run into these problems. Now professionals make mistakes too. We make mistakes. Any professional dog trainer makes mistakes. But that's the value of a professional. Now this isn't, well, I guess on a certain degree this is a sales video. All of my videos are, to a certain degree. But that's just kind of what I'm getting at. Not necessarily to sell our services, but to sell the services of professionals when you're dealing with your dog. Use a professional vet that knows what they're doing. When you've got health problems, don't take it to Facebook and say, I've got, my dog has this terrible rash, what do I do? And then now someone says, well, hey, try this, and it makes it worse, and now try this, and now you got to swallow the cat to catch the bird. It doesn't work very well. Or, using just your own judgment when it comes to trying to solve a dog problem. When my car is broken, I don't use my judgment. My judgment sucks in relation to cars. I can take it to a professional. When my furnace is broken, I don't use my judgment on my furnace. But again, that's an area where a lot of folks, not that you can't use your own judgment, but don't use judgment beyond what you actually have developed. And that's where a lot of folks get into trouble with their dogs, is they're not accessing the best information possible, and as a result, they're accessing just their own intuition. And sometimes that works, of course, but oftentimes it leads to swallowing the dog to catch the cat. And dogs don't taste good. I don't know that from personal experience, but I've been told.